Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group, which is Bears Group, will present about how an organization communicates to the employees and the customer during the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, our group members consist of 4 members, which is Amirul Amri bin Khairuddin, Nur Hazwani binti Maizan, Umi Nurliana binti Khairuddin, and Nur Hadira binti Muhammad Yazid. Amid the COVID-19 crisis, the implementation of MCO has resulted in the closure of many businesses, premises, educational institutions, and many more. So this is a big part of challenge for an organization because they need to constant communication in order to spread the information well to the employees and the customer. As we know, during the MCO, people need to work from home and individuals start to shopping online. So in this video presentation, we will discuss about how an organization communicate with the employees and the customer virtually during this pandemic. So because of that, organization desperately need effective communication to solve problems, to deal with conflict, to convey information, to share ideas, to make decisions, and to distribute tasks. In order to do all of this, organization can communicate virtually to the employees and the customer by using 3 types of media. The first one is digital media, the second is social media, and the last one is visual media. We will go through one by one in this video later. Moreover, as the communication during the COVID-19 pandemic is critical, so most of the organization have to shift their strategy from having a direct communicates or face-to-face communication into the common long-distance in communications way.
Due to the crisis of pandemic COVID-19, it is very important for an organization to have competence in managing tasks and services both internally and externally in order to keep run the business. As a result, digital media known as digital communications has been created to improve in business communications. Digital media is any form of media that uses electronic devices that can created, viewed, modified, and distributed. There are many types of digital media such as email, website, and podcast, which has the function itself. Digital media are used to have conversations, comments and critiques, status updates and then announcements, provide feedback, and gain information. Besides that, a digital media platform is easy and fast, which it has a broad identity, where it can reach online and offline audiences, and it is not limited to boundaries. Next, it is email. Email as digital media has become one of the preferences platforms for every organization to have cohesive communication within the employees during the pandemic of COVID-19. Email has been a primary medium for many companies. Due to the alike research, regular email is still the preferred communication channel of 33% of workers, and with another 24% saying that they prefer email with an urgent indicator of subject line. Firstly, email is a universal tool, which anyone can send and receive any message, even from different email systems, such as Gmail to Yahoo Mail, or Hotmail to Yahoo Mail, and so on. Besides, email also known as digital cross-border platform, which allow the organization to communicate to the global employee and the global customers. However, email still has its disadvantage of email fraud, or known as phishing. Next, we move on to the websites. Websites are tools to gain information about the organization, such as the updated stock, the price of the product, which make it easy to the customers to make a product comparison. This shows that website is the platform that provided each type of visitor a clear and directly into all information they want. Due to this COVID-19 pandemic, website is an effective communication to an organization because it is free from place and time zone barriers, which allow the people to get information anytime and anywhere. Besides, websites can sense multiple purposes for multiple audiences. E-commerce is a part of websites such as Shopee, Lazada, and Amazon. E-commerce is simply the process of buying and selling products electronically, such as mobile applications and the internet, where organizations can communicate with employee and customer over online. Now we go to the podcast. Podcasting is the distributed audio recording or video via online. Podcasting combines the media of various voices or visual communication. People can freely listen to the podcasting and watch it on the blog or website, and at the same time, people can download the podcast and hear it in any portable music devices. Creating a podcast can help increasing the employee and customer engagement in a conversational way. Podcast is more to intimate medium of digital media, which help the employee to have a good relationship with the company, as it is similarly to have a one-on-one conversation.
The second digital media that organizations always use, especially during the pandemic, is social media. Social media plays a big role for companies to keep in touch as well as interacting with customers and employees. It is well known as its informal way of messaging because it is conversational and the messages can be shared with people in any form such as images, videos, and more. However, organizations must not deliver the messages carelessly despite its informal way. Social media can be considered as the most thoughtful way to communicate with customers since it is everywhere with the customer every time. Social network is one of the effective way and a popular medium around the world. So, it is a good approach to stay connected with customer and employees. First of all, social networking considered who a user is receiving the content from. One of the popular social networks is Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. It is channels that can build because it has the ability to reach unlimited number of people virtually. It is sort of natural tools for bringing together communities of practices and communities of interest and give a great benefits for companies. On internal level, it can integrate the company workforce in many ways. Through social network, employees can communicate with any structural barriers without any structural barriers and deliver information to their employers faster. It is also can help the company grow closer for internal strength. Blogging is an online journal that usually get updates on specific topics. It is very convenient for audience to reach because of the searchable by the topics and browsable by date. Blogging are incredibly managed to build brand awareness. The comment features also make it an interactive and conversational channels because people would be able to ask questions and argue about the topic. The third part of social media is microblogging, where it is a place for short and simple messages that were intended to deliver the message quickly. If company decided to use microblogging as a tool, They have to make sure that they always update the information frequently there. The most popular microblogging nowadays is Twitter. It is also known as a great customer service because it is fast response platform.
Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. I'm Amir Amri bin Zainuddin and I'm glad to be here with you today to continue this presentation by looking at the visual media. So as you know that right now we are in struggle to face the COVID-19 pandemics, right? So due to that, we are in the situation to adapt and to deal with the communication challenges. And besides to have the digital and social media as one of the alternative to communicate in the long distance with the employee and customers, we also can use the visual media as well as one of the way to keep in touch with them indirectly. For any organization, they need to make sure that any of information need to be delivered and transferred to the audiences, either the customers or employee itself, efficiently and effectively. So visual media is a colloquial expression that applied to designing things like photography, painting, infographic and illustration. The use of visual as a means of communication has been used for many centuries since the ancient of Egypt until now. So by visuals, people can easily attract with it and hold their attention because it is simpler and more compact than texting and words to make it easy to remember the messages. So there are a lot of visual medias that can be reached and used to communicate and deliver information such as table and charts, infographic, videography and so on. Alright, first, an organization can use table and chart as their visual communication. Okay, before this pandemic existed, the use of charts and table was long used to present a larger number of specific data points. So a table of ideal when your audience needs any of information that will be difficult to put in words or main text. So there are many types of visuals that can be used, okay, to present the data, especially to the employees, okay, such as line and surface charts, bar charts, pictograms, pie charts, scatter and bubble diagrams, and also the data visualization. Okay, for an example, a leader of an organization can monitor and observe the progress in completing any projects, okay, by the Gantt chart. So to show the duration of tasks in order to implement the dependencies between tasks. Okay, so using those visuals to present the data can also benefit the customers or any external parties such as investors, creditors, suppliers and so on. Okay, for example, some of the investors are more likely to know about the company data because what? Because maybe during this pandemic they want to invest something to the company. Okay, so the data will help them to evaluate and help the company itself to the shareholders for the company success. Okay, now let's look at this slide about the infographic. Infographic known as the diagrams that tell stories with data and concept of ideas. This infographic helps the organization to communicate efficiently to the employee relating to the company information. Employee can refer to the data of company's performance so they can evaluate the current situation of the company, whether the company itself are stable or not. So from that they will keep working hard to achieve the company's goal. Okay. Other than that, most of the customers are also more likely to have an infographic such as poster because it is simplify the concept and easy to understand because they have a storytelling appropriate for social media and it have an interesting attraction. Okay, for example, the Malaysian National Security Council (MCA1013) also one of the organisation that use this infographic as an alternative to provide the latest information on COVID-19 as well as they provide specific guidance to the public, okay, on standard operating procedure which is SOP to break the chain of COVID-19. Alright, now the last one is business video. The use of videography is now widespread with the availability of various platforms as an opportunity to produce a business video. Video is a communication tool which is very effective and it can influence many people who are watching it. Videography also helps in conveying information directly, even a long distance communication. And of course, you have a flexible time, you can watch it anytime and anywhere. For example, a large and international organization desperately need this alternative to hold large-scale conferences with other countries in different time zones. So with the video, recording can be watched at any time by the employees without need any of specific times. Besides that, an organization also can make this videography as a tool to communicate with customers, and that is the main purpose of business video provided. But to have a good video for the audiences, they need to apply these 3 steps that need to be adapted easily to the video, which are pre-production, production, and the last one is post-production. Okay, next, the most of the company and business using the video to link with the audiences through many platforms. Okay, the commonly used is YouTube. And the use of this video also tends to be used by non-governmental organization (NGO) to spread awareness to the society that we also can consider it as customers. Okay, to keep following the SOP during this pandemic. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Communication is very essential in an organization. This is because organizations that practice poor communication with the employees and the customer will cause the organization to have difficulties and struggling to run the business during this pandemic. For example, organizations with poor communication with their employees can lead to less productivity of the employees because they may feel not being heard by the organization. In addition, poor communication between organization and customer will lead to misunderstanding and confusing toward customer about the product. So it can make customer turn over with the organization because of dissatisfaction about the customer service. In conclusion, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the most effective ways for organizations to communicate with employees and customer is through visual communication, which is by using all the 3 media. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for watching.